what nobody tells you about furniture.
Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about the 4 components usually 90% of the furniture have. So we're going to break them down. We're going to talk about the basics, what they are, and how did that benefit you or how did that affect you when choosing your furniture. So the first component is frame. Usually a piece of furniture is made out of a wood frame. So what do I mean about that? So here we have a chair where we have a frame made out of wood, right? Inside of this fabric, inside of this padding, there is wood behind it. That's an example of a frame. And the other side, we have another style of frame. Same thing, kind of same aspect. We have a cloth or fabric, and then a padding underneath. There's a frame underneath. So we're going to show you a picture on our once we edit this video, and you'll be able to see what other type of frames, what actually the furniture looks like right underneath the fabric. Here's another example. We have a chair. So this one has a frame made out of metal, as you can see. So that's the main component of a piece of furniture. So if the frame, the structure of the frame, it's not well made, so the likelihood of that structure lasting is going to be very low. So nowadays manufacturers tend to do furniture to replace every other 2 years. So if you have a good frame, it tends to last for 10 or plus years. So that's the first component you're going to look at when buying a piece of furniture. The frame. Is it sturdy? Is it made out of wood? Is it made out of plastic? Is it made of metal? What is it made of? And if it's sturdy enough to last a longer time, or you just buying it for decor and it's just the piece that's going to sit on your furniture. First component, it's frame. The second component we have, it's going to be support system. So another thing about the support systems are made differently. I know it's hard to tell with these pieces of furniture exactly what it looks like underneath, but we're going to share a couple pictures with you where you'll be able to see what is the support system. Some of the support systems are made out of fabric, just a pure fabric holding the support of the person when it's sitting. Other support systems are made out of webbing, so it's elastic webbing that goes underneath the piece of furniture that allows you to be able to sit and not feel the hard surface of the frame. So I'll give you an example, and here we have some fabric, right? So the underneath here, there's going to be a webbing support system. It could be a webbing, it could be jute, it can be many other options. I seen plastic, I seen a piece of wood. Sometimes people use solid pieces of wood like this one as a support system. So the support system really varies depending on the style of the furniture. So this is an example of a chair. Here on the other side we have another sample of a couch. Pretty similar. If you open it up, you'll be able to see it. If you have a piece of furniture at home, just lift the cushions up, you'll be able to see what the support system is. But keep in mind, the support system is not only for the seat area, it's also for the back area. So here is the support system. Again, if you touch it, you'll be able to feel something. Sometimes it's hollow. The majority of the times will be hollow, and there will be pieces of wood in here underneath. So keep that support system in place. So that's our support system. Now, with that being said, a lot of the problems people have sometimes is not because the fabric has worn or because the fabric has deteriorated. Sometimes it's like it doesn't feel comfortable anymore. It doesn't feel the way it originally felt when you bought it. So there could be things in there, whether it's the support system, there's lacking support for lack of a better word, or it could be that the padding has given, and that gives a tell of what our next component will be. So our next component is the padding. So what is the padding? Padding is basically the comfortness of the piece of furniture. So there's a lot of different type of paddings. So one of the most common paddings used for supporting or for comfortness is the foam. So I don't know if you've ever seen a piece of foam. You probably have, but let me give you an example. So if I open this up, I'm going to see a piece of foam right underneath. And here, that's what the padding is in this one. But we also have polyester fiber. Now, you might ask, what is a polyester fiber? Polyester fiber is like the stuff they use for stuffed animals. This is what a polyester fiber looks like. So we're going to show some pictures in there of what a polyester fiber is, what is exactly, and then you'll be able to see what kind of paddings they use on your furniture. So that takes a big role in your furniture as well. The reason is for comfortness. So the supports, the padding, it's for the comfort of the piece of furniture. If you choose, most of the furniture that they sell in the marketplace, they kind of use in a standard firmness on the seating, on the back area. But when you custom upholster or you custom build a piece of furniture, you have the luxury to be able to pick what density of foam you want. If you want a cloud feel, if you wanted a more firm feel, if you wanted a more of a, mid-ground, medium-sized firm. So you'll be able to determine whether you use foam or polyester fiber or the combination of both. There's so many options when it comes to the padding. Another thing that we use is polyester fiber, foam, memory foam. There's another item called Dacron. That's to keep its shape of the padding. That gives the shape of the padding. The other one will be, sometimes we use cotton. That's what they used to use on the old days. Pure cotton. So that's another type of padding. Now, so on that note, basically, there's other more luxurious ways of padding. One of them you probably have heard of it. It's called down and feathers. So that's typically for those people that want to have a cloud feel. I have heard other paddings called angel hairs. All that stuff, it's what makes the piece of furniture comfortable. So there's different choices, but those choices make a huge impact on your comfortness level. So that's the third component, right? Now we're going to get into the fifth component, which is our upholstery. So most of the pieces of furniture, 90% of the pieces of furniture, like I said, usually have a fabric that covers those items that we talked about. So basically, it can be genuine leather, it can be fabric like this, it can be vinyl, it can be imitation of leather, it can be faux leather. There's so many fabrics out there and different choices you have. But primarily, usually, in order to have a comfortable piece of furniture, 90% of the time, it will have these four components. It will be made out of a frame or that will make the structure of the piece of furniture. It will have a support system, meaning something that will support when a person sits on it. It will have a padding to give them a little bit more comfort or more of a comfortness feel to it. And it will have eventually a fabric. It will be upholstered in fabric. Give you an example. I have a chair right here where we can see those components, those four components. We have a frame made out of metal. We have a support system made out of wood. We have a padding that's underneath here that is made out of foam and a Dacron wrap on it. And then eventually we have genuine leather. This happens to be genuine leather. But look at this support on the back. So the support is not fully upholstered, but it's a solid piece of wood that keeps the back supported. So there's many different choices. There's many different scenarios you're going to encounter where these four components will be on those pieces of furniture. There's furniture in restaurants. Usually, restaurants like to keep the furniture made out of pure wood or metal, and that's to be able to have a good rotation for clients, so they can move the clients quicker. For those instances, they tend not to go for comfortness. They tend to go for uncomfortness, so people can eat and get out and get the new people in. So it varies, but these are examples of different pieces of furniture where you can see all the four components working at the same time. So just to close it up, we have a frame, which is in the structure, made out of wood, metal, or plastic. I've seen all kinds of stuff nowadays. In fact, recently we posted a video about the Fontainebleau, where they made a piece of furniture out of coins. Go check it out. You're gonna like it. It's made out of nickel coins, and its whole frame is made out of coins. So it's interesting. It depends. That's a different type of furniture. That's why I said 90% of the furniture has these 4 components, and the other 10% might not have, but I'm sure they have one or the other for sure. Support system, that's sometimes it's made out of wood, sometimes it's made out of fabric, sometimes it's made out of elastic webbing, sometimes it's made out of jute. There's so many different choices. Springs, I forgot to mention. The support systems have springs, some of them. For example, that couch, those have a spring system underneath where you're sitting. This item right here has webbing underneath. This one, the support system happens to be a solid piece of wood, so it varies. But support systems are all kinds of them, and what the purpose is to keep that obviously supporting you from not sinking in or leaning all the way back to the couch. Padding has to do with the comfortness. Once again, that will give you either it's going to make you feel comfortable or it's going to make you uncomfortable. Very simple: polyester fiber, foam, memory foam. There's many other choices, cotton, as I mentioned before. And lastly, majority of the furniture, it's upholstered with either a fabric, genuine leather, vinyl, imitation of genuine leather. I have a just guess estimate in here, but usually 80% of the furniture that has material that looks like this is more than likely vinyl or imitation of leather. Genuine leather tends to be a little bit more expensive, so it's not something you find every day. So nowadays they're doing it on cars, but that's a different story. Primarily furniture, they tend to use vinyl or imitation of genuine leather. Well, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope this helps you make a decision on your next furniture.